The Orlando Magic have just made a huge signing, just what the doctor ordered, and this is looking like they are emerging as one of the best teams in the offseason, or one of the early winners in this offseason, by signing Tyus Jones. 1 year, $7 million. We're going to get into how exactly this affects the Magic rotation going into next season, and we got to do a little bit of housekeeping. I haven't talked to you guys in a couple days, and obviously since free agency started, this Magic team over the last 24 hours had to make some other moves that certainly you guys might have questions about if you haven't been in the loop. So we're going to be going over those as well. But first, guys, welcome to Magic Digest. I'm your host, Previty. This is your one-stop shop for Orlando Magic basketball content here on YouTube. Now, I want to make sure that you guys are subscribing to the channel. It is the easiest and best way to support us. I'm going to try to pump out the best Orlando Magic basketball content for you guys. Let's jump right into this Tyus Jones deal. Exactly what the doctor ordered. We needed a point guard. This is a name that I have talked about since before last trade deadline. We've thrown a couple different trade packages around. Well, we got our guy, and we got him at $7 million, which does feel like it's not a lot, but it works. 1 year rental almost for Tyus Jones. We're going to see how this works. Obviously, hedging their bets based off of what happened last year with KCP, but this makes sense. Great shooting wise, and can be that point guard off the bench if Anthony Black isn't able to produce, or if Jalen Suggs is, knock on wood, hopefully, and not injured. But if he is, we got another guy to be able to step in and produce, especially offensively, exactly what this team needed. Can't rave about this enough. I'm very happy with it. I think it's a really good signing, and there's definitely more to come. Now, before we really dive into that, a couple things happened. The NBA set the salary cap, $154 million. Luxury tax set at $187 million. First apron, $195, and then the Magic are hard capped at the second apron, $207. Now, the other moves that they did that I also mentioned, Mo Wagner, he had his team option decline $11 million. We kind of saw that coming. Caleb Houston, $2.1 million, was also declined. Just going to be straight up, Caleb Houston, great shooter. Don't know if he fits in this team's plans. I think they're going to also want to bring him back, but I have nothing to really support that right off the top of my head. But for Mo Wagner, he is definitely coming back. He was the best scorer that we had off the bench last year before he got hurt. He was sixth man in the year, light kind of candidate, and I just think, but and I hate to even say this, but based off of his brother and everything like that, I think he's going to come back. He was a very talented player, obviously good shooter, and if we're looking at the scoring from the center position, Mo Wagner probably provides the best answer for that right now. And if this team does want to end up moving Jonathan Isaac later on in the offseason, or whatever their plan is, I definitely think Mo Wagner is going to have to stay in the fold. If you lined up our three centers, Mo Wagner is going to be the guy to stay. They just simply needed to figure out their cap situation going into the free agency period. I think now that they're going to bring back, now that they've done this and made their first initial signing, their first initial big signing, I think they're going to bring Mo Wagner back. That I would anticipate is coming very soon. And I don't remember if I mentioned this just a second ago, but they can go over the cap to get both those guys. They have the bird rights, so I'm not really too concerned with that. They're just trying to make sure we know that they're headed to salary cap hell, if you will. So they just got to make sure that they stay in a good spot and keep track of everything dollars and cents wise. They extended a two-way qualifying offer to Mac McClung. We'll see exactly what happens with that. Certainly, I think bringing him back would be good. I think he's a very talented player, but just seems like right now the Orlando Magic's timeline and everything that they want doesn't really fit Mac McClung, but I think he's a very good two-way player that hopefully the Orlando Magic can potentially tap into next year if they so choose. So signing Tyus Jones, 1 year, $7 million. Let's see exactly what he did last season. He's been good over the last couple of years. Phoenix was a tumultuous spot, but still 41% from three, 49% from the floor, 10 points, almost 5.5 assists per game. On the veteran side, 29 years old, 6'1", so obviously not big, but, it's okay because I don't know how much playtime Jace Richardson's going to get. And at the end of the day, we still have some pretty good lengthy guards and great defenders, so even if the defense is a bit of a question there, we're still pretty much, I think, getting into a positive area with his scoring, and I definitely think it'll help. Now, looking at some of his stats from the last couple of years, he's averaged 11 points, 6.2 assists, 2.6 rebounds, a steal, 1.9 three-point field goals made in 27.9 minutes per game. Now, those shooting splits are also pretty impressive. He's got 47% from the floor, 41% from three, 89.6% from the free throw line. He ranked number 1 in the NBA in assist-to-turnover ratio in 2023-24 and was number 2 in that category last season. So that's a major positive. He obviously had some time playing with Desmond Bane. That is another thing a lot of people were quick to point out. Him and Bane were teammates on the Grizzlies between 2020, 2021, and 2022, 2023. Those are obviously pretty good years for the Grizzlies. Catch and shoot stats per second spectrum for Desmond Bane, 42.3% on 2.6 three-pointers per game. Tyus Jones, 43% on 4 three-point field goals per game. That's really good. The Magic's current leader, Caleb Houston, who we talked about earlier, 39.9% on 2.6. So that's a major positive, I think, major addition, and it gives them some flexibility with the Caleb Houston contract issue, if you will, because they can kind of replace some of that catch and shoot ability with both of those guys. I think that this this backcourt shooting wise has skyrocketed into a much better position. I'm not saying that it's going to be the best backcourt shooting wise in the league, but it's much better, especially with both of those guys out there on the floor. That's obviously something that is super positive for this team. The 2023 Grizzlies with Tyus Jones and Desmond Bane on the court together, 870 minutes, 115.6 offensive rating, 110.9 defensive rating. The Grizzlies team in 2023 had 114.7 offensive rating, 110.7 defensive rating. They positively contribute to winning basketball. Getting both of those guys, I think, is a major W for this team. Another thing I wanted to get into as well on top of the Tyus Jones trade is that the fallout from the Desmond Bane trade seemed to become more clear. Cole Anthony looks like he's going to get bought out, and then the Memphis Grizzlies worked hard in getting rid of all of those picks that the Magic gave them. They already spent 2 of the Orlando Magic's first-round picks. They did that on draft night. They traded the number 16 pick and the Magic's 28 first-round pick to go get Cedric Coward. Cedric Coward was a player that I did talk about for the Orlando Magic being a possibility. They went, got him. I think he's a good player, but the Grizzlies are already kind of moving some of their pieces around. It was mainly also to re-sign or extend, if you will, Jaren Jackson Jr. So they were obviously messing with the cap there a little bit, but I definitely think as the dust has settled, we kind of realize that the Orlando Magic kind of used that trade also to facilitate some flexibility within their team and what they wanted to do in the future. So I still think that even though you can still say it's an overpay, is starting to look a lot better, especially as time has gone on. And now with Tyus Jones in the fold, this team is looking good. So let's talk about what this Orlando Magic potential rotation will look like for next year if no more moves are made. I think it's looking pretty decent. Jalen Suggs at the point, Desmond Bane at the 2, Franz, Paolo, Wendell Carter Jr. round out that starting 5. Point guard number 2, Tyus Jones. Anthony Black slotting over maybe to the shooting guard position. Tristan Da Silva, Jonathan Isaac, and Mo Wagner. Now, this does not include Jet Howard, Jace Richardson, and Noah Penda. Those guys, obviously, on top of some of the other two-way guys that we've seen over the last handful of years, could be included in this rotation, but we're just talking about the first 10 guys, and I think that looks pretty good. Obviously, when you're looking at that bench, you're hoping for a little bit more scoring, but I think Mo Wagner off the bench, Tristan Da Silva taking another step, that's a pretty good next 5. And then Jonathan Isaac at the 4, I mean, maybe. Like he can play some minutes there, but obviously you're not going to do a full platoon swap because you got a couple guys kind of like outside of their main positions, if you will. But certainly a lot of flexibility, and I definitely think putting some of those guys in the rotation on top of some of the starters makes this team a serious contender in the Eastern Conference. Another dub for this team. It's not over. They have plenty of flexibility. I really like this move. I think it's a great move. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, because with any move, there's going to be some negatives also as well. They're still trying to figure out this cap situation, but it's looking good right now. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And as always, I will see you guys next time with more Orlando Magic basketball content.